Welcome everyone to Walking Dead Sunday night's edition of Dead Talk Live. I'm your host Viz from Walking Dead Now. Our broadcast is simultaneously streamed to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter every night starting at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Want to welcome all our first-time viewers as well as all of our regular viewers. We hope you can stay with us for the next hours as we talk all things The Walking Dead and beyond. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is called Walking Dead Now, as well as our podcast, which is called Stay Walking. For more information about our show, please visit our website located at deadtalklive.com. Marko tonight will be handling the text chats as always, and I will be talking to you guys live on the air. So how's everybody doing tonight? Hey Saz, hey Hard Productions on YouTube. Hey Toby, thank you for joining us, man. How you doing? Ismail, how you doing? Marko, hey Viz. Marko, you changed your profile pic, I noticed. I haven't seen the new one. Cat Wolfchan has joined us on Instagram. I hope everyone is having a fine Sunday evening tonight. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining me, as we are just going to put the rest of the world aside for the next hour and just talk about some fun stuff. Ben Thaxter writes, where's my boy Jerry? We're getting to that. We've secured an interview with the person who did the stand-in with Jerry. We're going to get to that in a minute. Sorry. Sophian K has joined us on Instagram. Gypsy Road is joining us on YouTube. Yes, Gypsy. Gypsy Road on YouTube. He sent me this picture. I did not have a chance to load it up tonight. After last night's show, Gypsy Road emailed me a picture of him drinking a Walking Dead bottle of wine. No shit. This wine bottle, it had the label of The Walking Dead. Now, I've never heard of The Walking Dead wine, but apparently Gypsy Road found it. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but that was kick-ass, Gypsy. I got a great laugh out of that one. Abby says it won't let me call you. Hold on, Abby. Let me see. Nope, I don't see any missed calls. Where are you located, Abby? You can try calling me again in a few minutes. We're just going to get through some of the announcements we have to go through. And then the phone lines are open for anyone to call in. Trust God has joined us. Hey, Trust God. Nelson David has joined us on Instagram. Ben Thaxter is excited. We're getting Matt, who is the Jerry stand-in, in. Hello, Trust God. Thank you for joining us. Well, we do have a call right away. Let's answer it. Hello, you're on Dead Talk Live with Viz. How are you doing? Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Well, I guess no one's there. Whoever just tried calling, the call did go through. I just cannot hear you. So maybe you can try again later on. Gypsy Road goes on to say, it's dark, so it looks like blood. I'm not really a wine drinker, so I don't know if it's good. To me, it's good. Hey, what do they say? The cheap wine is the one that gives you the biggest buzz? Marko is still binging Fear the Walking Dead. Mystic Rain 89 has joined us on Instagram. Lauren O has joined us on Instagram. So let's go to the announcements here, okay? For those of you guys who were watching last night's show, as I use Skype. I have an iPhone, but I don't have it connected to the show. We have Skype for voice and video calls. Let me get through the announcements, Abby, and then you can try again. So anyway, if you guys were watching last night's show, while we were, just chatting, we had a person come into the Instagram room, and it turns out that he was an extra on The Walking Dead. He played a savior, and they liked him so much that after the savior thing was over, he did do a couple of stand-ins for Jerry. And hey, Summer, thank you for joining us. So anyway, I asked him to email me after last night's show, and he did. And we got to talking. He sent me a whole bunch of pictures that I will share with you in a minute. He's a great guy. Very cool guy. Hey, Cap Topo on Instagram. How you doing, Cap? And he's going to be on our show. He's going to be on our show this coming week. Probably towards the latter half of this coming week. And he says he has a lot of stories to tell. So I'm really psyched about that. I want to show you guys his pictures, okay? So let me bring up the pictures, okay? So this is him, okay? I've got more than one. I've got plenty of pictures of him. So this is him as the savior, okay? This is Matt Villad, okay? And he just popped into our Instagram show last night and, you know, said he stood in for Jerry. I'm like, hold on a second. You were on The Walking Dead? So this is him as a savior. Again, this is him during the standoff, the final standoff, where the savior surrounded Rick and the gang. Okay. Got plenty more pictures here. So here he is on a wider shot. You see on this shot that the way they filmed it, you know, how it's supposed to be Negan holding the gun to Dwight. It's cool how I don't know if this was during a film or some kind of rehearsal for the scene itself. But you see Dwight right there, and the one next to the person in the right there in the middle, that is Matt. And he's going to be joining us later on this week. Very cool. I've got some more cool pics. And here he is. Much clearer pic here. He's the man all the way to the right. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. Standing next to the man himself, Negan. Jeffrey Morgan. Yep, that's him. So if you guys were wondering which savior he was, that is him. Very, very cool guy. Very nice person. We've been chatting a lot all day today. And he also sent me some other shots. But I just love this shot with the saviors and Negan. You know, him standing pretty close to Negan and stuff. That is just very, very cool. Ismail writes, he looks a lot like Jerry. Yeah, now you know why they asked him to stick around. You know, now you know why they asked him to stick around and do a stand-in for Jerry. Marko writes, he must be tall. JD is about 6'3". Yep. Laurie O writes, I'm watching The Walking Dead right now, and I'm up to that season. Oh, that's awesome. Laurie, we're probably going to spoil it for you. Just giving you a heads up. I don't know how far you're into the season, but just giving you a heads up. We'd love for you to stay with us, but you may hear some spoilers. So, you know, if you don't want the show to be ruined, we want you to stay, but I just got to give you that heads up. So I love this picture, him, you know, standing close. And Marko, do you see DJ behind Negan? That is DJ, right, Marko? You guys were talking about you and Summer yesterday were having your little eye candy pick about DJ. I believe it was Summer. So do you guys, Summer and Marko, do you guys see DJ standing right behind Negan right there? So there he is. Marko writes, that's my man. Summer, do you see him? Standing over the right shoulder of Negan, JD Morgan. Yep, Summer sees him. All right. I just love this pic. I think this is just Negan's expression, his standoffish expression. I think it's amazing. So he sent me some more pics. This is him with the makeup after the guns exploded in their face. Thanks to Eugene. This was the makeup they put him up with for the shooting. So if you guys ever wanted a real close-up look on what the Saviors looked like after their guns backfired on them, this is it. This is a great shot. This is a great shot. So Matt also sent me a whole bunch of pics, and I wanted to save some for when he comes on with us as well. But I wanted to share these with you tonight. So, very excited. Matt is going to be joining us later on this week, and I can't wait to hear his stories, because he says he has lots of stories about being on the set. So, Julianne is giving us a smiley love face on Instagram. Right back at you, Julianne. Shawnee's joined us. Mashita has joined us. So, yeah. Very excited to have him. We have lots more news to go over as well. Let's see. So, it was announced today that Fear the Walking Dead is going to premiere this summer, which is good news for The Walking Dead and all the other shows as well. Fear is going to premiere probably sometime in July or August. The new spin-off, World Beyond, will premiere in the fall, probably September or October. I think World Beyond is going to premiere when The Walking Dead would normally premiere, if everything was on schedule. So instead of us getting The Walking Dead in October, which we're not going to, because filming has been dead in its track for well over 2 months now, we're going to get The World Beyond instead. Vampire Girl 72 has joined us on Instagram. Erica has joined us on Instagram. Yeehek has joined us on Instagram. Ismail writes, Viz, do you recommend watching it though? I started it, but I didn't like it that much. Fear the Walking Dead, you gotta get past the first season. Season 2 gets very good. And where they were in the last 2 seasons, 4 and 5, are amazing. It does get really good. Like Marko says, Ismail, please do. Go through the tough seasons where it's a little slow. Hey, Vampire Girl. Thank you for stopping in, and hope you could stay with us. Mr. Valdez has joined us on Instagram. So yeah, Ismail, bear through some of the slow seasons of the Fear, and you won't regret it once you get to the latter seasons. Summer writes, I better catch up on Fear. Are you still binging it, Summer? Saz writes, yay, can't wait for Fear. Gypsy Road writes, I might give Fear another chance. Yeah, you guys, like I've mentioned in previous episodes, don't benchmark it against The Walking Dead. Watch it as its own show. And the first season's a little slow, but for me, in season 2, it really picks up. So anyway, Fear the Walking Dead is going to premiere this summer. Some other news out of Hollywood today is that the movie studios have been given a green light to start resuming production in 5 days from now, June 12th. That doesn't mean that The Walking Dead or any other shows you might be watching are going to pick up right away on June 12th. It just means that Hollywood, I guess the unions and all that, the people behind Hollywood, have all gotten together and they've come up with a date of June 12th. So whichever show is ready to resume production, starting June 12th, they can go back to filming again. So I'm assuming The Walking Dead is going to, start up pretty soon. Get back on track to filming season 11. But it's going to be delayed. It's probably not going to be coming out no earlier than a year from now. June of 2021 is, I think, the earliest where we might get the season 11 premiere of The Walking Dead. So that's the news out of Hollywood. Now, another interesting article that I found today, guys. How many of you guys remember Oscar from season 3? I know he's been mentioned in here in conversations. Ismail writes, are we sure there is a season 11? Yes. And there's going to probably be a season 12. Yes, Ismail, we are positive there is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be a season 11. Erica Berry writes, yep. Okay, Erica remembers Oscar. Yeah, Ismail, the big prison guy. Summer writes, I do. He died at Woodbury. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting to. I'm getting to his death. I read an interesting article today. It's not really new news, but it was always kind of buried. So I don't know how many of you have heard this or not. But, he came up in season 3. He was part of the cafeteria group that Rick and them found when they rushed in to cut off Herschel's leg after he was bit. And he was through the first half of season 3. And he died on the show during the rescue attempt of Maggie and Glenn at Woodbury. He got shot by a Woodbury soldier, and Maggie had to put him down. So it was very tragic. But the news was that the actor, where's his name? I had his name right here. Hold on. His name was Vincent Ward. There you go. Sorry. Okay, the actor's name was Vincent Ward. Sorry, Vincent. Didn't mean to forget your name. But anyway, the actor did not find out that his character was dying until they sat down to do the table reading for that episode. And that pissed off Andrew Lincoln. Extremely pissed him off. He approached Oscar because Oscar was kind of in shock during the reading that his character is going to die. And Andrew approached him, and he's like, they didn't tell you? And he's like, no. Andy got really pissed off. He went to all the top executives, really pissed off, and within moments, everyone came down and apologized to Oscar for not telling him before the reading that, hey, you're gonna die in this episode. That's just fucked up. I mean, that's just flat out wrong. So Andy really stood up for him, That's the kind of man Andrew Lincoln is. He's, we all hear he's a great person, and that's just a good example. That is wrong, and this guy didn't know that he was being written off the show, and the writers, the producers, nobody told him till he sat down for the reading for that episode. Andy got pissed off. He went to the top execs. Within minutes, the execs surrounded Vincent Ward, who played Oscar, apologized profusely. But this has happened more than once on The Walking Dead. Hey, Carlos on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Trust God writes, that's why I love me some Rick. GUI, Camarini has joined us. Kimberly's Leffler has joined us. Thank you for joining us, guys, on Instagram. So, yeah, that's the kind of guy Andy is. And this is not the first time this has happened on The Walking Dead. Not exactly down to this kind of mess up, but somewhere along the chain of command, from the producers to the writers down to the actors, there's something not working there. Because we have heard this with many different actors and characters throughout the show. They're not told what's going to happen, especially in regards with their character. In this case, he wasn't told at all. In other cases, they're told literally right before the script gets released to them or whatever. And that's something that we've read with Andrea back in season 3 when she died, and countless other characters that have died. So something along the chain of command right there needs to be fixed. I haven't heard it of any recent people in the last several seasons, so hopefully they have fixed it. But back in the early seasons, something was definitely wrong there. Something was definitely wrong. Darrell Dixon writes, like who? Andrea. Andrea is an example that comes to mind. Serlene is joining us from Brazil. Darrell Dixon, Chandler Riggs. There you go. But he was told, not very much in advance. He had already picked his college. to go to school in Georgia to continue filming. Scott Gimple called Chandler Riggs and his dad into his office and basically told them, hey, we're killing Carl off. And Chandler Riggs' dad was pissed because his son had, structured his life, his college life, around the show. He had his choice of any school he wanted to go to in the country. He chose to stay in Georgia and chose the University of Georgia. It's a fine school, don't get me wrong, but they were pissed, and they were rightfully so pissed. Carl was a huge star of the show. Huge. And I don't know if it was the writers coming up with this last minute decision. Hey, you know what? Let's kill Carl off. I doubt that. I doubt it was a last minute decision in the writer's room. You know what? Maybe this is a good time for Carl Grimes to die. Nah, I don't buy that for 1 second. Hey, Sirlene, blowing kisses at us. Thank you, Sirlene. Ismail writes, Herschel was pissed when he was told he was going to die. Yeah. Herschel was told by Greg Nicotero. Scott Wilson tells that story when he was still alive. He told the story of how he was told. He was called into Greg Nicotero's office, and they told him that he was being written off the show. And Herschel's reaction was, you guys are making a big mistake. Saz writes, I just thought everything Carl went through, a bite was the ending of him. Didn't seem right. Yeah, did not seem right. Who knows what goes on in those writers' room and why they come up with the decisions that they do. Ismail writes, Herschel died in real life. Yes, he did. He did. He was a great man, and I think we were lucky that before he passed away, they got to film that hallucination scene with him and Rick. So we were lucky we got to see him on the screen one last time before he passed away. So thank you to whoever's given me those floating hearts on Instagram. I love those. I've said this before, those floating hearts on Instagram, I could just stare at those all day long. I love them. Yeah, Scott Wilson, that's his name, Darrell. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Wanted to share that with you. So Andy got pissed. They didn't handle that right. I don't know how you can forget to tell an actor that he's about to be fired. I don't know if fired is the right term. No, fired is not the right term. In acting, if they actually use, in Hollywood, if they actually use the term fired, which they have, then you really messed up. You really effed up. If the producers of whatever you're working on, movie, TV show, use the word fired or terminated, then you really messed up and you pissed off a lot of people. Kimmy has joined us. Network Messi has joined us. I can't pronounce it. Affiliate F has joined us. Camden W has joined us. Thank you guys for joining us on Instagram. Face has joined us on Instagram. Hey, Face. So, I found a picture of Summer and Marko, since you guys go all goo-goo-eyed over this stuff. I found a picture of Tom Paine from back in 2014. As you can imagine, the guy was a model. Hell, if I looked like him, I'd be a model too. But let me show you this picture of Tom Paine. You guys will appreciate this. And here he is. So that's Jesus, guys. That's Jesus back in 2014. I mean, I had to really, really look hard. I'm like, is that really him? But yeah, that's Jesus. Minus the beard and the really long hair. So Summer on YouTube writes, "Sweet Jesus." Saz writes, "Love Tom." I thought you guys would like this picture. This is going back over 6 years ago. Pedro Alves has joined us on Instagram. QNN7 has joined us on Instagram. TrustGod73 writes, "Gorgeous." Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Tom Payne. So I thought you guys would appreciate to see what Jesus looked like 6 years ago. He looks young, man. He doesn't look any older than maybe 20, maybe 21 in this picture. Marco writes, "Tom Payne." Yeah. Zambika is with us. He looks like that. He looks like that on Prodigal Son. Yeah. Thomas Payne. Let's see. Kimmy writes, "He looks like this on his new show." Yep. That's what Zambika just said too. I have not seen Prodigal Son, so he has shaved off his beard. I guess he does if he looks like this. I guess he shaved off that Jesus beard he had for The Walking Dead. So there you go. Tom Payne, guys, 6 years ago. While we're on these pictures, I want to show you guys some funny memes on the governor. Okay? So this is the first one. I don't know if you want to call this a mistake or what. Here's a picture of the governor. This is when Axel gets whacked right in front of Carol. So if you look at the governor, and if you look at the way this picture is taken, he's looking through the scope, through the eye that supposedly he lost. So that's a boo-boo. So, I thought this was funny. And then I found another meme right here. Ismail is laughing of the governor as well on the same scene. Zambika37 writes, "Oh, I remember that. I was yelling at the TV." Marco writes, "That's funny." Summer says, that's why he hit Axel and not Carol." Well, the next picture, Summer, I'm going to show you addresses that point. Okay, so here's the next picture. Headshot on first bullet. Can't hit anything else for 10 minutes straight. And they have a point. The first shot fired, he hits Axel dead in the middle of the head. And then he can't shoot anything for the next 10 minutes worth of firing. Saschuk is laughing. Some of these memes are really funny. Normally, I don't really like memes that much, but this was hysterical. And Zambika writes, "It's so true." It is true. Serlene writes, "Walking Dead, I love you." We all love The Walking Dead, Serlene. Thank you for being with us. Ismail writes, "Coral memes are the best." The Coral. And Andrew Lincoln did not get that, why people were making fun of how he said Carl. He's like, "What's the joke? I don't get it." And how many memes have we seen with Rick and Coral spelled Coral? Coral. Darrell Dixon, are you asking why I don't really like memes that much? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just say there are just very few that I find really funny. I thought this one was funny. The other ones are kind of, okay. But this is just hysterical. He got a headshot with the first shot, but then he couldn't hit anything else for the next 10 minutes. Ismail writes, "The prison meme when Lori dies is the best." There's so many of them out there. Hard Production writes, "I run a meme page on Instagram." That's right. I'm following that account as well. So Hard Productions loves memes. Okay. So that was actually my last picture for today. Marco writes, "One of the best memes I saw is with Lizzie on an ad for a babysitter. Yeah, that's hysterical. Lizzie, the girl that Carol had to kill, look at the flowers, Lizzie. And there's a picture of her, and I think the meme says, like, if anyone's looking for a babysitter, and then it has her picture. It's mean, but funny. It is kind of mean, but it is funny as well. Okay, so one last thing here. Going back to all these lawsuits with AMC that I'm not going to get back into again. We've talked about them already. But I didn't know that Robert Kirkman is also suing AMC. There's 3 lawsuits against them, and I didn't know that Kirkman, who is the creator of The Walking Dead, he created the comic books, it's his idea, he's also suing AMC because, again, he's claiming that they have kept more than their fair share of the profits. So it just sounds like AMC doesn't like to share on the money too much. Mr. Warlock on YouTube writes, when do you think the final episode will air? Any answer I give you will be a guess. Hopefully soon. That's the best answer I can give you. I don't know. Hopefully soon. I did say the other night that I think they're done with it. I really do feel that they're done with the effects. Now it's just a scheduling issue to find a time slot so AMC can really promote the hell out of it. Dinah is giving us a big happy smiley love face. Sterling writes, thank you. Ismail writes, whenever I get mad on someone, I just say, look at the flowers. Let's see. Trust God. Ismail is laughing. That's funny. Just look at the flowers. So I want to finish out our topic. I don't know if Abby is still with us, who was trying to call us earlier, and she cannot connect. But the phone lines are open. So if any of you guys want to call, the number is, if you're inside the U.S., the number is 718-509-9270. If you're international, use Skype. Search for our Skype name, which is Walking Dead Now. Add us to your favorites so you don't have to go searching for it again. And it's a free call if you're overseas, if you're international. Give us a call, chat, let's talk. I love the floating hearts thing going up on Instagram again. And you guys are free to call anytime you want. Share an opinion, join in discussion on the phone. Completely up to you guys. And I will have the Skype window open so I don't miss any calls. So yesterday we started discussing the most underrated friendships on The Walking Dead. And let's see, we got through Judith and Negan. We got through Rick and Herschel. And so we got halfway done. So we're up to number 5. Okay, and before I do that, let me just pin this Skype window so I don't miss a call. So the number 5 on the list is Darrell and Connie. Okay? Yep. I believe that is an underrated friendship. And it goes on to say, there is nothing sweeter than when Darrell warms up to people and lets them peek past his broody exterior. A deaf woman named Connie is the most recent person to work her way into his circle. Or maybe Darrell worked his way into hers. Daryl Dixon writes, Lydia and Negan. Yeah, we discussed that last night. No, sorry, we haven't gotten to that yet. I bet that Lydia and Negan are closer to number 1 as like the most unusual friendships. Daryl Dixon also writes Noah and Glenn. Yep. Connie and Daryl, I really would love to see them get together. I would just love to see them get together. I think they make a nice couple. And I think Connie would be really good for Darrell. Darrell, who's just his heart has become, he's still very loving, and he loves his family, which is the group, and his friends. but he's also a part of him has grown cold from all the shit that he's seen over the last 17 years in the zombie apocalypse. So, Marko is writing, news just came in. Addie Miller, who played the young girl that Rick shoots in the opening scene, celebrates her 10-year anniversary of shooting the episode today. Wow. So 10 years ago today is when they shot that the pilot episode where and her name was Addie Miller, where Rick shoots that girl in the opening scene of the series premiere. That's some good info there, Marko. Ismail writes, damn, it's been 10 years already? Yeah, Ismail, time flies. Zambika37 says about Connie and Darrell, I so want them together. I'm right with you, Zambika. We have a call coming in. Hello, you're on Dead Talk Live with Viz. How you doing? Turn down the
I'm doing all right. Do you recognize me?
Hey, Gypsy. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, buddy? I thought I'd give it a shot. Thought I'd give it a call.
Yeah, come on. You do live streams, man. You know there's a little delay. Turn down the broadcast volume. You got to listen to my voice. The broadcast
volume is down.
Okay. Yeah, there's a 10-second...
It's not even on.
Okay, because there's a 10-second delay from when I speak till it comes through on the broadcast. How you doing, Gypsy?
I'm doing all right. I was listening to your guys' conversation about the Fear of the Walking Dead, and like you said, I might have to give that show another chance, because I did watch, I think, the first 2 seasons, and then I never got back into it, because the second season is when I know they were on the boat, all the floating zombies, they get to the island, and then the second season, like, they're in Mexico in that hotel, correct?
Yes, they're in the hotel, and before they got to the hotel, they were in that complex. In that complex.
Then the wife.
That's where they.
That's
where they worshipped. All the people living in that complex worshipped the dead, and they should be like revered, and they all kept them safe, and they put them on like this pedestal. They were almost like praying to them. But I actually like that, right? When that complex fell, and Daniel, what the character's name, the place. And him and Madison set the place on fire. And then they got split up. Her son went his way because he didn't agree with what his mom did.
And he gets captured, right? He gets captured by that one group.
Yeah.
Right? The son?
He doesn't get captured, but he joins another group.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where we meet Luciana. He joins them. And he becomes a part of their community, and the other part of the group goes to the hotel. Now, for me, the complex, when they were in the complex, that's when Fear of the Walking Dead got really good for me, okay? And then it got kind of slow again, but if you really make it through all that, they decided to clean house with the cast, and Marko made an interesting point to me just before tonight's show. They got rid of almost all the original cast except for one. And they did that. Marko thinks they did that is because nobody really cared about the characters. So they got rid of pretty much everybody.
I can see that. I didn't finish. I don't know. I forget how many seasons is it so far? Is it 4 or 5?
5 finished. 6 is about to start this summer.
Because I remember the wife and that, or I don't know if it was boyfriend, new husband, they get separated. I remember they get separated, and then like I said, I didn't finish it. So I can see where some actors didn't come back because some of the cast didn't. That to me, the problem was it didn't sell me. It didn't fit. Yeah. But you're saying that they actually got rid of some of them. Okay, that's interesting. I might check that out.
Not some of them, all but one.
So who's the only one they kept there?
2. They kept 2. Summer, you may want to close your ears because we're about to give spoilers.
No, I'm not good with names. I can't remember the
I'm
those character names.
I'm not going to give you names.
But is she the wife, the mother, that person?
She's gone.
Oh, so who's the one that kept him? The daughter?
The daughter.
Oh.
And the daughter.
Wow.
The daughter ends up becoming a real badass.
I missed a lot because sometimes when you get away from a show, you kind of just you really do. You just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
But through this pandemic we're going through, that's where I caught up on the regular Walking Dead. I might have to catch up on the Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to be the storyline for the third one you're talking about? What's it called?
World Beyond. Now, this third one is going to tie into the movies that are coming out about Rick, and what it's going to be. It's going to tell us about this group, and they're called the CRM. They were formed before the apocalypse, just in case if mankind falls, civilization falls. It is their responsibility to rebuild humanity, to rebuild civilization. And the group is called CRM, and there's 3 stations. They're stationed throughout the United States. 2 of them are in the Midwest, and the third one is near D.C. And basically, the new show is really about them. And it will also show us again the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, how they sprung into action.
Now that's cool. Yeah. I think that's cool. And if I was I'm not a director or producer, of course. I don't have any tie-ins. But if I was them, that's where I would bring back Maggie's character with the first movie, and then have at the end of the movie where Rick goes, "Hey, you need to go back to that community to help them out, but just don't tell them that I'm still alive."
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard for a series to explain where this person go for 6 years, even though we know the real story that she left for a TV show, got canceled. But to sell it on air, they should bring her back from one of those movies and then send her back to the community.
And you know what? I think you're right. Even though I don't think she's met up with the CRM, she's met up with the next community that is...
Yeah. But you could combine that into the movie somehow. You could, twist it and say, hey, that group really needs you.
Yeah.
Maggie
is going to have...
That's what I would do.
Yeah, Maggie's going to have a really interesting backstory. I know we're going to see her. I don't know if it's just going to be for a couple of minutes and the last few minutes of this of the finale we're going to get. I don't know if she's going to have a bigger role in this finale than that, but it doesn't matter. They're just reintroducing her again. But next season, we are really going to find out what the hell she's been up to for the last several years. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a great storyline to find out what the hell she's been doing. And what the hell she's been up to.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I didn't kind of like her character towards the end of the seasons, where after Glenn was gone, she was always angry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying psycho, but if they could rear her back in more of a hero status, that'd be much better, in my opinion.
Yeah, she was bitter. I mean, she was bitter.
Well, they're going to need to, right? Because the samurai girl, she's left the show, right? She's not coming back. The one with the 2 swords.
Yeah, Michonne. No, she is gone from the TV show, but she's gonna be in the movies with Rick.
Okay.
At least one of them.
It sounds like it's almost like an X-Files style. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, now of course X-Files ended when X-Files they were supposed to make 3 movies, but they only made 2 movies.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that. Now of course X-Files is a different story, but
I love the X-Files.
But I actually enjoyed the X-Files movie, even though the second one had nothing to do with the story of the UFO. It's more of a set-alone story, but it's going to be neat how they do the Walking Dead. Like you said, I'm wondering if they're going to go straight to AMC TV with the movies or actually have it in theaters for a while.
I don't know. That's a dispute going on now between AMC and Universal, who bought the rights for the Rick Grimes movies. Universal, with this coronavirus thing going on, they started bypassing movie theaters and started releasing movies straight to digital. And, Yeah, and companies like AMC
No,
don't like that, and there's a little bit of a dispute. So we're going to get the movies. There's no doubt about that. We just don't know
well,
if we're going to get them on AMC or the movie theater.
well, do Universal, of course, is owned by Comcast,
Yeah.
which that's the company I used to work for 15, 20 years. Comcast owns their own streaming service. In case people don't know, they own Peacock. It's a streaming service. You know,
Wow.
they might want those movies for Peacock, kind of like HBO Max is doing prequels to the Games of Thrones to get people to buy their streaming service. This might be Peacock's like streaming service. Like, hey, if you join our Peacock service, you get the Walking Dead movies.
Well, maybe, but isn't Peacock a part of NBC as well?
Yeah, but it's owned by Peacock is owned by Universal, which is owned by Comcast. So
yeah.
Comcast owns it all.
Yeah, Comcast,
Yeah, so Comcast
is huge.
owns all that.
Comcast is my cable company. It's what I'm using right now as my
It's
internet.
mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mine too. And right now, we get free Peacock because both you and I are subscribed to Comcast. So we got Peacock. I'm telling you, I'm thinking that they might use the Walking Dead movies trying to sell their streaming service to people who don't have Comcast.
They might, you know, you and I both know at the end of the day, it all comes back to the almighty dollar. You know,
It
so we'll see. They're going to do it whichever way is going to give them the biggest profit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, man. Hey, this is fun. I'm glad I called in. I don't want to take up all your airtime for other people to call in.
We're going to have you. We're going to have you as a video guest with us on Tuesday. So we're going to
Tuesday, yes, and my brother's going to jump on in too. You know, you met him.
Yeah, wow, that's going to be great. I can't wait till I have you guys on Tuesday. All right?
Yeah, and Bob just told me to tell you real quick that he wants extra pepperoni on his pizza.
Yeah, I'll make sure I get that. You guys are in California, right?
No, we're in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, the Pacific Northwest. Okay, cool.
Now we're originally from California. We're born and raised in Fresno, California, and then we moved to Seattle, Washington. So we're basically West Coast guys.
Okay.
Now, of course, he lives most of the year. He lives in the UK, so he's just visiting me for about 6 weeks.
He lives in the UK, Bob?
Yes. He lives in Manchester, UK.
Wow, I did not know that.
He goes all over. Most of our shows in the past, it's from him and I broadcasting it from Seattle and the UK. But hey, I'll let you go because you got 12 minutes left, and maybe you'll get another caller.
And we're gonna get you guys on the air on Tuesday. So we'll talk again soon, Gypsy. Thank you for calling.
All right, man.
All right,
I'll talk to you later.
All right,
Bye.
All right, guys, that was Gypsy Road. That is going to be our guest this coming Tuesday. They're fun as shit. Their Tuesday's show is going to be really wacky with those guys here. I'm just letting you guys know right now. Tune in on Tuesday when I'm going to have them as video guests. It's just going to be a wacky Walking Dead fun show, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And I can't wait. Serlene is giving us like 20 hearts. Thank you, Serlene, from Brazil. Thank you so much for all the love you're giving us. Karaoke35 is giving us a thumbs up. I am 42. I am a great fan of The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. We're all big Walking Dead fans here. Man, I'm just not going to get to finish this underrated friendships. I'm just going to run through this list, okay? So we have Darrell and Connie. So we've talked about that. Eugene and Tara. Would you guys really consider them to be friends? You know, I never really saw that. But they have them listed as number 4. Eugene and Tara. I'll let you guys think about that one. Let's see. Carol and Lori. That's going back a ways. Yeah. Again, not, BFFs. But I guess. but to put him number 3 on the list? Let's see what number 2 is. Okay, number 2 is good. Darrell and Aaron. I love that friendship. And I'm pretty sure Marko loves that friendship too. So Darrell and Aaron, that is an unlikeliest of friendship right there. Also Aaron and Jesus, an unlikely friendship. But it's amazing how the group all met Aaron, and just how, I mean, he's part of the group. No way around it. Trust God 73 writes yes. Toby writes, hey Toby, thank you for coming back again. Trusted God also writes, Father Gabriel and Rosita. That is weird. Did you guys ever really see Gabriel and Rosita hooking up? I never saw that coming. Mr. Warlock writes, Tyrese and Carol. Yep. Those two were put on the road together for a reason to Terminus. You know, fate brought them together because Carol had some confessing to do. Sazchick writes, awesome, Gypsy. Can't wait for Tuesday. Yep, I can't wait for Tuesday either. So, yeah, Darrell and Aaron. I mean, when they had Darrell over for dinner, you guys remember when Darrell and Eric invited Darrell over for dinner? And that's when he kind of really warmed up to them, and Aaron gave them the motorcycle parts for Darrell to build the motorcycle. That's when the relationship between Darrell and Aaron really just got to a different level, and a bond and trust was born that night. Summer writes, how's she gonna pick Gabe over Siddiq? I don't know. Maybe she has a thing for guys with one eye. Hey, Steven Garza on YouTube. Thank you for joining us, Steven. Oh, I lost my feed. There we go. Sorry. Zombika writes, I don't think Gabe should be with Rosita. I didn't see that coming. Kimmy121964 writes, Marko, double dates. Yeah. Man, Gabriel and Rosita, that has to be number 1 on this list. Let me go and see. No. The number 1 unlikeliest of friendships is Carl and Michonne. I loved Carl and Michonne's relationship. They had a beautiful relationship. He loved her. She loved him. I thought they had a beautiful relationship. Trust God writes, what about Carl and Much One becoming good friend? And Michonne, you know? You said that before I even read it, Trust God. That was number 1 on the list, Carl and Michonne. Good job. Good job, Trust God 73. You guessed what was number 1 on the list. Carl and Michonne is rated as the number 1 underrated friendship on The Walking Dead. I think what they had goes well beyond friendship. More stepmom, son. She loved him like a son. He loved her like a mom. But their relationship was amazing when they were walking. Remember when after the prison fell and Rick and Carl were shacked up in that house while Rick was recovering from all those wounds, and they got a knock on the door, and Rick gets up, you know, they had like a couch blocking the door, so he sort of climbs over the couch to see who's at the door, and he starts laughing, and he looks at Carl and he says, it's for you. It was Michonne at the door, you know? Marko writes, they were friends and had a great mom and son relationship. Absolutely. Zambique, Trust God is, I think that, I'm amazed you guessed that, Trust God. That's just awesome. Zambika 37 writes, that's weird. They had they had a great relationship, like family. They did have a great relationship. Summer writes, Siddiq is fine with them eyes, that beautiful hair. Lord have mercy. Damn, Summer. You know, for Summer, we should just get a list of the men on The Walking Dead she does not have a crush on. You know, I think it'd probably be a lot shorter list. Saz goes on and writes, yes, Summer, and even nicer in real life. Summer also writes, they were family. That's the scene I started rooting for Michonne. Yes. You know, it really surprised me when Rick and Michonne hooked up right after they met Jesus that night when she asked him to get toothpaste and they sunk the truck because of the little spat they got when they met Jesus, and all he had to bring her was the breath mints. And then the next thing you know, they're making out on the couch. I'm like, whoa, I did not see that coming. Were any of you guys surprised that Rick and Michonne hooked up? I was not. I was not prepared for that scene. I did not see that coming. Toby writes, no, the best friendship was Glenn and Rick. They had a great friendship. Carlo Andrade 123 writes, can you say hi to me? Hey, I just did, Carlo. How you doing, Carlo? Thank you for joining us on Instagram. Carlo _Andrade 123 has joined us. He says, I love the series. Yep, we're glad you can join us, Carlo. We hope you can join us every night. Trust God also agrees with me. Trust God was not expecting the whole Rishon thing. So, Summer is looking to be the first person who's going to submit a video for our contest. Now, you guys who have been watching this show with us, Summer is a big part of our family. And if, as a family, Summer, we can all tell you that even though we haven't personally met you, we feel like we know you through talking to you every night. And, I feel like you're my sister. And, we have a brother-sister thing going on. And as your brother, Summer, I'm going to tell you this. You are competitive as hell. Has anybody ever told you that before? Summer is competitive. She won 6 action figures in our last contest. She has no mercy for anyone. Summer is the Monica on Friends. Marco, would you agree with me? I don't know how many of you guys watched Friends from the 90s. If you haven't, you have to. But Summer is the Monica from Friends and how competitive she got in any kind of games that they played. So it doesn't surprise me one bit, Summer, that you're going to be the first one to submit a video, and I can't wait to see it. And Saz writes, that's my girl, Summer. Marco writes, yes, I agree. Summer, if you don't know who Monica Geller is on Friends, just start watching Friends, okay? Because I've never met you in real life. I love you, but I could tell you've got that competitive personality in you, and you're Monica. You're the Monica of our show. You're the Monica of Dead Talk Live. Anyway, guys, I'm out of time tonight. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please head on over to our YouTube channel, which is called Walking Dead Now, and subscribe. Subscribe to our podcast, which is called Stay Walking. Visit our website, deadtalklive.com. I have put a lot of time into that, and I think that site is awesome. I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that one. Check out deadtalklive.com. If you want to refer any friends to this show, tell them to go there. Anyway, I'm out of time. I love you guys. Till tomorrow, stay walking.